Hey everybody, Rodham here. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Kenshi. So I do have some tips here that I will get going on. But first things first, I wanted to hire... I did hire a big bull here. But then a lot of people were saying that there might be a benefit to having a Garu as well. Bulls are really good at fighting, especially when they level up, but Garus are going to be also very useful in long-distance trade. So what I'm going to do is head down to Shark with my main character, also in hopes to recruit some more people. What are you guys? Just a bunch of high paladins marching around? Seems legit, and it looks like a lot of the other people that were supposed to be moving back to town have stopped. Griffin, Burn, Pangu. What is chasing Griffin? Just some bone dogs. Nothing he can't outrun. Bard here is also likewise getting chased, but he is not passive. I'll make him passive before he gets himself killed. Now, Griffin could handle a bone dog probably, but not so much all of them. Sadneil, at this point, I can take off passive. We can start to... anyone that's back at the base can definitely fight if they want to. So Bard, you're just running from those. Yep, good. Bard is definitely not a combat pawn. While they run, I'm going to have Pangu and Griffin stay passive. Oh man, there's so much happening. Back to my main character. Now, if I want to buy a Garu, I'm probably not going to buy it at the farms because they don't usually carry them. The swamps might, though. So I'm going to head down to the swamps. I'll head to Rot first. Rot actually might not have one. And I'm going to speed time up. I think we're outrunning these animals. No problem. Griffin's already into the border zone. A lot of people moving around all at once. We're outrunning Pangu. Pangu is indeed getting chased, but outrunning it as well. Now what I probably need to do is go back to the base and sell off some excess ores and whatnot for a little bit of scratch, a little bit of spending money. There we go. And probably buy... Well, let's see. I got a tip that I liked, and I will take advantage of it in just a second. Yeah, that's not a lot of ore. There's a little bit of money. I mean, 5K is something. The tip was to put a thieves backpack on and then put the wooden backpack inside. That's a pretty cool idea, and I'll do that on my main character as soon as I am able. And I'll probably end up doing something like that for all my characters. That way they can hold heavy, large stacks of stuff if they want, or to put more items in. The wooden trader backpacks have a big cumbrance factor. So they're not great to wear full-time, but just for a little while we do some, you know, trading and whatnot, it shouldn't be that much of a problem. So as you can see, I have a stream of people heading down. This must be Pangu. Yep, it is indeed Pangu. A little slower than the rest. Yeah, bulls are slow. But hey, they can tank and they can hit like beasts. There is always a reason to have a bull or two. They're a little harder to feed, maybe. Alright, well now that I'm heading into the swamp, and I know you're looking at the terrain in a weird way, I also have to worry about blood spiders and the like. The swamps are not exactly the safest. There's also some enemy factions, and Radamont's alone, so I need to make sure he doesn't waltz into some enemies. Ooh, and then there's this big old mace that I forgot I was holding. I can give that up as well. Quickly, I'm going to snap back to Burn, because he is here in the base, and some of these dudes in here don't have tasks. Burn could actually benefit from a little bit of melee. So we'll put him on the training dummy as well. Griffin is standing here. Probably can't benefit from the training. No, he can't. So I think where we put Oren. This was a one person. Okay, never mind. Take that back. We'll have him head out this way in a second, actually. Because first, any spare armor would be pretty well suited for him. There we go. I'm going to dump his wool hat, dump his shoddy boots. Actually, they're drifter boots. They're not going to hurt that bad. But we'll give him the nicer armor. Get rid of the hat. And I'll have to find some sort of node out here. Why are you standing there, Bard? Same deal with Bard. Bard needs a mining task out here as well. Here's one. And that accommodates 3, so that's perfect for Griffin 2. Pangu is at the hub now. And Radamont, I can't even tell where he is. Deep in the swamps. Running to do some more trading and recruiting and prepping. Now I could probably get away with 15 combat pawns or characters. But I have this, like, probably unnecessary goal of 20 in my head. I don't think anyone's going to sell me what I need here. It's got some drugs, though. Yeah, they're not really. But I'll poke in here anyway. Let's do business. Mast helmet. Nope. Not exactly. Okay, well that's alright. Next, Mudtown. These guys are swamp ninjas that haven't engaged me just yet. Oh, there they go. Now they're like, ooh, let's rob him. And the real danger of falling victim here is blood spiders are kind of everywhere. So even if the swamp ninjas aren't going to cannibalize you, when you're knocked out, there is the possibility of a blood spider just kind of wandering in and eating you. So it's not a very safe place to get knocked out. Unlike the desert, where most of the animals in the desert where I set up shop near Squin aren't going to eat you. That's just not what they do. But in Vane, for instance, with the big things, yeah, they'll take a chomp out of you. And they'll enjoy it too. Beak things and blood spiders, yeah, there's a lot of things that like to eat you. And then there's a lot of cannibals in this game too. It's, no, I don't want to play your fixed game. Thank you very much. And pushing onto Shark. Did my character just stop? No, I'm probably just not looking at him. There we go. The utterly fast running. See if I can't rebuild some mesh data to make pathing a little bit more easy. I do breathe a little easy when I get within the city walls. I'm a little bit more protected. Everyone calls me Drifter. So here's a generator core that's really heavy. Good for training strength. I'm not going to buy this one because I can always make iron clubs. They're like most of the way there in terms of efficiency. I'm popping around, seeing what people have to offer. Let's go into the bar and see about unique characters. In fact, speaking of which, unique recruits Kenshi. I need to open up the website here just to try to figure out if they're on the list or not, because I don't have it memorized. Most of these guys just look like mercs. Most of them won't even talk to me. That's the same name as the bartender back in Squin. Blend. Blend is not one of them. Oh, but you are. Yeah, you are. I was looking for you. Alright, he is sad about enslavement, exile. They use their freedom to victimize others. A lot of the skeletons are sad about human nature and hive nature and Shek nature. He says this is the worst society he's seen. Well, I guess he's not been up to the United Cities where slavery is rampant. I'm telling him that there's anti-slavery, and he's offering to be a mercenary. And I'm going to say I don't have that much money, but I almost do. So let's go make a quick buck. Doesn't even need to be that much, just like 200, and we'll have yet another skeleton. And skeletons are actually really handy as combat allies, because they are very badass. And they don't get hurt and bleed like everyone else does. Not that they're invincible, you know, they do need healing, but... Alright, so there we go. We got some money off of these traders. I even have more money. I ought to go to the bar, but before I do that, let's get... I don't even know how to say his name. Wiki. Weki. Whatever. So I'm looking for recruits, and I'm telling him he is hired. Good. Alright, looking at your stats, my good man, you are not fresh, but you have very, very limited stats. We will send you back home. Let's set you to passive and make you run to Chung. Speaking of which, Pangu, how's your progress? I don't know. Griffin, now that you're here, you can go hostile. Same with you, Burn. Chung is running over to the bar. And then Radamont will go to another swamp village. I don't really know what I'm expecting to find in these swamp villages, but it can't hurt to look. You have your own repair kit. That's good. Oh, Pangu's real close. That's great. And as you can see, the group's really come together pretty quick. Menacing stare. Okay. Meat wraps. A little bit more expensive than I wanted to spend, but beggars can't be choosers. I do have a decent amount of stockpiled food. Alright, you're standing around, which means I am probably neglecting the fact that I don't have armor. plates for you to construct with. I can't afford it. Yeah, of course I can't afford it. I don't have any money right now. But that can change. Alright, got the armor plates. Got some of the other stuff. Put the armor plating away. Put the iron plates away. We're starting to get some high grade out of this. That's really, really cool. Shrike's getting back to work. And Chung will put the food away. So the meat wraps are a lot more expensive, but they're also a lot more nutritious. The dried meat is 15 nutrition. As you can see, 15 NU, that's nutrition units, or nutrition. And then the meat wraps are 50, so they're over 3 times more calorie dense, but they're more than 3 times the expense. So, not perfect, but decent. Pangu's now here, who has a giant backpack. What I could do with Pangu is have Pangu head to the way station so that I can buy my iron plates in bulk. And that way I can get more crafting material. Alright, we are in a swamp village. I think I just need to talk to the nomads for Garu. I need to find a nomad that has Garu following them around and see if I can't buy it. Sometimes these little vendors in the middle of nowhere will have stuff like Armored Hood, which, alas, I can't afford. But, yeah, I'm trying to think. Exile camp. I'll rendezvous with Pangu at the way station and make my way there via the exile camp. I'll just have to be on lookout for the Garu. Now, at the moment, I probably actually don't need the Garu because I don't even want to watch Radamant Pathfind. This is hurting my brain. And the skeleton is also pathfinding, and that hurts my brain. Let's not watch them pathfind. The pathfinding in this game is much to be desired, but at the same time, this game is so how to put it, tries to do so much that it's understandable. One thing I could do is burn or Pangu, or burn or Sadneil. Probably Sadneil, yeah. Oh, definitely Sadneil. Alright, Mr. Sadneil. Is now encumbered to... not fully, but most of the way. Alright, are you fully encumbered now? Yes. Go pick up Dr. Chung. And then follow Pangu while sneaking. So my strength XP is about as high as it can go. And this should build strength really, really, really quickly. Sadneil had like negative strength, and that's just not going to work. Especially for skeletons that like to use, oh, here's a Garu. They like to use heavy weapons. You need to be able to hold the heavy weapons. Alright, any of these nomads selling? I can't talk to any of those. Maybe their nomads are out ahead. No, maybe they're not selling. Sometimes you'll get traveling nomads that are looking to sell, but not always. Looks like the Garu beat Radamant to the station. What about Weak? Or Weki? Aimless, not moving anymore. Let's get moving. He seems to be having trouble pathfinding. Probably due to water. Alright, dude, you moving now? He is... He promises me he's moving. Okay, where are... We are... Oh, Band of Bones. That's probably not a good place for me to be, given that they are going to want to murder me. So let's get out of this exile camp. My bad. I was mixing up exile camp with the nomad camp, and those Band of Bones are no friend of my own. They are, so the Band of Bones, if I recall correctly, are a faction of Shek that reject the new Shek leader. And as a result, are basically Shek rebels. I apologize for jumping around so much. I need someone that is manning the base, like Molly, because Chung's being carried away. Alright, Ms. Molly, I need to make some cash. So... the nearest vendor is a little far away. I'm going to have to load you up. And have you walk to the nearest bar. Because we've got the Garu just kind of waiting there to haul trade goods, but we got no money to buy anything. Alright, $4,000. That's probably pretty decent. Hello, way station. Yes, I'm looking for something. Let's trade. I'm going to buy all your plates. And I'm going to buy as much building material as I can afford. Because eventually I'm going to build my own base. So I might as well start stockpiling building materials. And I'm just going to have you sit there while Molly grabs some more stuff to sell. Alright, that bartender almost ran out of money, so we'll have to go a little bit further. And this will be very briefly strength training for Molly. How are we doing on Sadneil? Strength of 2. That's a start. There's probably a more efficient way. There is actually a more efficient way to strength train, but not one that I have access to just yet. I will be doing it soon, but at the moment I don't have the facilities to do it, so we'll have to wait. Alright, Molly, you are free to return back home. Mr. Rodamont, let's load Pengu up even more. Anything else? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, almost 30, 29. That's pretty good. Pengu and Rodamont, return back to Squin. And now Sadneil will be sneak, carry walking back home. Strength encumbrance still at maxed. I have Radamant and Pengu traveling together. More for security than any other purpose. And we'll have a bunch of iron plates to put away, which is great. That will keep the crafters crafting. Now, ideally, I would just have a backpack, like a thieves backpack, full of iron clubs. And that way I can very easily train endurance if I so wished. Alright, Mr. Pengu. I am Gonna dump the iron plates away. Shrike is still working. She doesn't need a lot of armor plating to continue work, but as you can see, we are really starting to get some armor here. In fact, Radamant should probably put on some of the high-grade stuff. Oh, he already had one. Okay, well, my mistake. I had already thought of that. Are you nomads selling any of your animals? No. They're a caravan, but I don't see who... It's not obvious who to talk to in order to trade. Yeah, I don't think they're going to trade with me. Some of them just go from city to city and they trade that way, and that's probably what's going on. So Voth already has jacket. Hobbs does too. Yep. So Oron needs one. Beep. And then Burn, Sadneil, the rest of them. Okay. So Burn, let's get you one. I think you can wear it, right? Yes. Okay, good. Sometimes robots can't. Alright, Weak is here too. Stats, definitely need some melee love. So we'll train him up, and we're going to give him some free armor. Done. He's also going to need some weapons. But at least he'll get some melee training in. Oron. And Beep. Or Beep, yep. Come back here. Sadneil is still carrying. Okay, he's getting pretty close. Alright, here's Beep. It's gonna go for the high grade stuff, trying to keep his limbs intact. There you go, Beep. You're all set. Oron, you are utterly unarmored. So now I have a few more high grades left. Now the beauty of this is Hamut, come and eat. And then Kang, switch your armor out. Hamut and Kang are going to get better level stuff, higher level stuff, because they are important meleeers. So Hamut will switch out for hype. And then also he needs to eat. And I should check eating on all of them. In fact, let's load up some meat on him, because he doesn't come back often. Now Ruka, Kang also need better armor. And we are definitely crafting up some better stuff now. Sadneil is finally back with Chung. So Sadneil, put him down. Chung probably is like, that was unpleasant. Don't do that again. Sadneil, you will put your backpack away the way it is, full of weight. And maybe go join Griffin. Oh, Burn still has stuff to sell. Random stuff I looted. So we can get rid of that. In fact, while you're standing here, Mr. Burn, let's go ahead and do a big old sale of stuff we don't need. Trying to get our money back up. I am obviously having to micromanage a lot of them. Now soon this won't be so cumbersome. Because I will basically have one giant combat unit that travels together and works together. And that will be a lot easier to keep sort of track of than what I'm doing now, which is a ton of guys all, you know, running their own little errands and whatnot. It's definitely harder to keep track of. Can I do it like this? I can. Cool. I wasn't sure about that. Nice. Buying up the resources. I'm also going to buy the fabrics because fabrics are used to make beds, and we're going to want a lot of beds in our next home. Let's go ahead and drop these plates off. I want Radamant to level up his lockpicking because it's going to be very important. Oh, but this is... Are we This wasn't properly built, so we weren't training. Alright, so we're leveling up our lockpicking now. So Chung's going to be the little errand boy. Now I'm leveling up lockpicking because you get to a point in the game where to steal the ancient science books, they're usually behind very locked objects. They're behind, you know, lock walls, I guess is the lack of a better term. And it's going to be very, very important that I am able to open them up. Now looking at my current squad, I'm 16. Chung makes 17. I really only need 3 more, which is pretty awesome. I would say at this point, I'm just about out of time for this episode. Next episode, if I focus right, I might be able to get 3 more recruits and try to get them everyone some decent armor. I have enough chest armor for everyone, thanks to Shrike, but I don't have enough pants or helmets. But hopefully, either next episode or the episode after, we'll be starting that beautiful town that I've so promised. So thank you all for watching. I hope you've learned something. If you have any feedback for me, drop me a line, and I'll catch you all next time. Adios.